Well guys, I told you I'm officially back, and this is going to be the first video on this channel. It's a little bit different than what I have posted before. I mentioned it in my last video, but this channel is taking a little bit different of a direction, where it's going to be a nice mix, or I feel like a nice mix of both business and a little bit more into my personal life. So with that being said, if you aren't familiar with my personal life, about 18 months ago, I became a father. I had a son with my beautiful wife, and there has been a rather substantial transition from what my life used to look like as a full-time realtor, full-time investor, and just someone that loved and was truly passionate about real estate. But the crazy thing is that passion has never gone away. I still love what I do. I still love being a real estate agent. I still love being able to invest in real estate and see the difference that that makes in my life. But the crazy part is I used to wake up with absolutely no passions in my life. I was in the Marine Corps, struggling just to be able to get by day. I got out of the Marine Corps at 23. I then went to college. Still wasn't fulfilled in college, but my hope was to get my degree, become a high school teacher, and then maybe settle down at that point. And lo and behold, within the first 3 months of teaching high school, I realized there was no way in heck that I was going to be doing this for the next 40 years. And that's really what led me to stumble into real estate, which was honestly, besides sports growing up, that was the first passion I really came across as a grown adult. So going back to the crazy part, I didn't get rid of that passion. I went from absolutely no passions to finding a real passion in life, and that's what you guys saw on this channel, was just me talking about anything and everything in regards to my life, which really just was real estate. But 18 months ago, or I should say quite a bit before that, I met an incredible woman, and 18 months ago, June of 2024, Easton, my son, was born, and needless to say, my life changed really and honestly for the better, but changed drastically when it came to my business life. Now, I could sit here and speak about the differences that have happened since I've become a father. I think every single individual parent, mother or father, their life certainly changes with that birth of the first child. Mine certainly changed because I'm so used to being able to pour my entire heart and soul into this career. And when you've got a little one that loves you and continues to grow, and at this point as a toddler just is obsessed with you, it really starts to pull me in the other direction, away from one of my passions being real estate to now my other passion, or one of the two passions that I have, is being a father and being a husband. So yes, I haven't uploaded really for the last 6 months on this main channel, and I haven't had any really consistent work on this channel for well over a year, if not 18 months, just trying to find a routine, but also trying to find something that I actually enjoy posting on this channel. I kind of went away in terms of consistency on this channel. I tried to maybe script some content, and I don't enjoy scripting content. I love just turning on the camera and talking. And honestly, just the struggle of YouTube in itself, knowing that YouTube doesn't necessarily treat everyone the same. I have uploaded rather consistently for the first 3 or 3.5 years on this channel, and really the last year and a half on the channel during that time, I saw little to no growth. So certainly frustrated with YouTube is another reason I stopped uploading on this channel, but large in part, it was the transition in my personal life. Now, to give you guys a little bit of a backstory about my childhood, I have absolutely no complaints to make about my childhood. My mother was an educator. It's large in part why I wanted to be a high school educator, but my mom was always around for all of the kids' sporting events, all of the fun. Obviously, she still worked, but because of the hours that she worked as an educator, she was large in part there basically every single morning to take us to school. She was there to drive us to practices. And my dad, I love him, but it was quite the opposite. My dad made a substantial amount more income, and he's really the individual that provided us with a rather nice childhood. By no means were we upper class. We were certainly middle class, but the reason why we weren't lower class is because my dad worked all the time. It was work during mid-crew, it was work during night shift, it was work during day crew. He constantly changed shifts, and he was always traveling. So I got to see the difference between a mother that was always there and a dad that he did make good income, but he was essentially never there. So by becoming a father and having the opportunity to basically film this video, for instance, at home in my office, and just turn to the side here and see my son at the glass door of my office and not be able to stop, it just, for for me, it's not gonna happen. I stop so many times throughout the day, both in my business and in filming this video, just to be able to hang out with my son, even if it's for a minute or two at a time, because I absolutely love being a father. It's something that I wanted for so long in my life, and I finally became a father at the age of 34. Now, I will say one thing about this profession in terms of real estate and the opportunity it has given me. It's given me the flexibility to be home, to be able to step away from my business life and enjoy what is my personal life any time of the day and really at any moment's notice. Now, of course, I have listing appointments, got showings that I've got to do, and there's work on weekends, work on evenings. Needless to say, just I kind of work all the time. But that one passion that I had and truly invested my entire life into now essentially has the same amount of hours and days within the week that has to share with another passion of being a father. So clearly something has to give, and I'll be honest with you, my real estate business has been essentially what has had to be given, or I guess in a sense taken. Now, fortunately enough, I am part of an incredible real estate brokerage that allows me to build my passive income. It allows me to take a step back from my production, which I'll explain here in just one second. But that income has continued to grow, not exponentially over the last 3 years, but has year over year continued to grow, certainly since I joined this brokerage in 2020. But on the other side of the spectrum, in terms of earned income when it comes to real estate, most real estate agents are earning income off of commissions. Now, generally how real estate agents count their income or production is either in gross commission income, or GCI, or they count in sales volume. And I'll just give you an idea of what my sales volume has really looked like over the past couple years, including here in 2025, since we've only got about a month left in the year. Now, in April of 2023 is when I met my wife. She is originally from Canada, so I was able to really still focus on my real estate business. But as the year transpired, eventually she moved down to the States. She got pregnant with our son, and lo and behold, now is living with a woman. So of course that is going to take a little bit of time away from what was my main and only focus. But in 2023, I did about 21 million in sales. Now, moving into 2024, that's when we had our son. That's when we had the big transition, and I went from about 21 million down to about 19 million. Keep in mind, 21 million was also lower than previous years, but also that was when the large migration to Texas occurred as well. I did about 25 million back in 2020, just to give you guys an example. But went from 21 million down to 19 million last year. I was fine with that, understood that there was a lot of life changes, but in addition to that drop from 2023 to 2024, I have now had a drop from about 19 million down to 16 million here in 2025. So you can kind of see where things are headed in terms of my production. And to be honest with you, that really is where I'm coming back to this main channel on YouTube for. And now that's something my wife certainly is not going to love hearing, but I think she will also agree with me that I spend so much time with my family that of course my income is going to then falter when it comes to real estate. But I truly still love real estate, and I want to find that balance, which is large in part why I'm coming back and now going to be consistent once again on this channel. Now, I know a lot of older parents are going to sit here and say they will never look back on their life and regret spending more time with their children and less time at work, but I still, at the end of the day, am the sole provider for my family. And obviously, our lifestyle has changed just a little bit in terms of what I used to make teaching high school at about $50,000 a year. On average, that's roughly what I make a month, if not more. So yes, of course, our spending has increased. And if my annual income continues to falter and continues to go down, then kind of see what winds up happening there as the sole provider. I'm going to have to widely go to the other side of the spectrum and only work to be able to accommodate the lifestyle that we have. So needless to say, the adjustment over the last 18 months has been a struggle. Crazy part is we have son number 2 here coming in about 6 months. So there will be another adjustment in April of 2026 with not just being a father, but now being a father to 2 sons, as well as being an incredible husband to my wife. So I think over the next really 10 years, there's always going to be a level of adjustment. Eventually the kids will get old enough and go to school. And then maybe if they go to school, I'll have more time throughout the workday to be able to focus on my business. But then again, at that point, they may start playing sports, which means my evenings and weekends will no longer exist as a realtor, or maybe I'll have to manage them far more than I do now, even though I have the weekday, midday hours available to work my business. So really just coming on here this week to explain to you guys why the struggle on this channel has really been happening over the last year or two, but also to speak to individuals out there that may be a first-time parent, or maybe a soon-to-be first-time parent, or maybe you're an individual that has an already completed family, but you're struggling just as I have. The biggest thing when it comes to this YouTube channel has been honestly the same thing from day one. I just want to be honest. I just want to be transparent. I want to be upfront, whether it's the amount of income I earn, whether it's the struggles I go through. A lot of that initially with this channel led it to come to just a bunch of random topics. So I'll do my best to stick to just parenthood and real estate now. But yes, parenthood has been a huge change in my life, but it has been the most incredible, rewarding, and awesome experience in my entire 36 years of life. But that's all I got for you guys this week. Just a little bit of rambling on the camera. No script, nothing special, just me being real and authentic. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like this video, as I'm going to do my best to kind of alter between topics like today and then jumping back over to real estate content next week, and then back to some more personal related content to kind of go back and forth as a nice mix on this channel. But as always, guys, I appreciate the support. If this week's video really wasn't for you, make sure to stay tuned for next week, because we'll be getting right back to real estate. Other than that, I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.